School in Memphis, Tennessee, left a student hospitalized. Dr. Joyce Ray is superintendent of Shelby County Schools.
We pray for better days, and I'm so grateful to know that the student is expected to make a full recovery.
Authorities say a 13-year-old boy, a classmate, is in custody. The threat of termination has apparently prompted a lot of United Airlines employees to go out and get vaccinated against COVID-19. Today, the carrier said it's probably going to have to fire about 300 workers. Earlier this week, it was looking at more like 500. This is ABC News.
New surveys show that Americans don't think vaccines are enough to protect themselves and others.
COVID-19, 80% want thermometers used in public places to screen for COVID-19, and 36% know that non-contact devices are inaccurate. Use Exergen at home, at work, and in public. It's the only thermometer proven accurate by more than 100 published clinical studies. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Didn't mine have to be muted? Maybe Joe's has to be muted.
Daria Albinger, ABC News.
How time flies when you're having fun, or at least trying to have fun. In 2020, we lost a season, and while we will never be able to get that back, the Malloy State Farm team is happy to be back on board with Edgy Tim and Coach Radagaro as the title sponsor of the Pigskin Preview. So here's to the players, the coaches, and the parents who have been waiting for this moment. Give it your best effort. Make it memorable. And on Monday, give the Malloy State Farm team a call at 815-463-5800 to get our best effort at saving you money.
Hi there, I'm here to tell you a little about this new program called Safe to Help Illinois.
Maybe you know somebody who's being bullied, or worse, thinking about hurting themselves or others. If you don't feel safe telling an adult about the things that are happening around you, check out Safe to Help.
Safe to Help is not about snitching or getting someone in trouble. It's about helping one another out.
You can call, you can text.
You can download the free mobile app, and it's all over social media.
So what do you say? Let's give it a try.
Brought to you by IHSA.
In times of fear, World Vision is there for the most vulnerable. For the last 70 years, we've been standing with kids and families through natural disasters, war, and disease, delivering life-saving aid and helping rebuild lives. And with every act of courage, faith, and love, we do more than just stop the spread of fear. We replace it with hope. Learn more at worldvision.org.
Did you know the arrow in Amazon's logo represents A to Z? Maybe the My Computer Career logo should represent unemployed to employed. Ryan was out of work when he started classes in March. In September, he started his IT career, working for Amazon, making more money than he ever thought possible. Here's a prime opportunity. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. You could start your new life as an IT pro in as little as 4 months. It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
Hi, we're the Goo Goo Dolls. We're fortunate that we can give our daughters everything they need to grow and learn. But not every child can focus on classes and play dates.
Nearly 13 million kids in the U.S. face hunger. That's 1 in 6. School lunch might be their only meal each day, and it's heartbreaking to imagine any child going to bed hungry. We're dreaming of a perfect day when kids can smile, play, and just be kids without worrying about where their next meal will come from. Feeding America is working to make that perfect day a reality.
Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste. That food is given to families and children in need. Being a kid should be about doing things that make an ordinary day extraordinary. Learning to play an instrument, building a sandcastle, hosting tea parties. Hunger should never be an obstacle to growing up.
You can help end childhood hunger in your community by visiting feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
It's a tradition. It's a passion. It's a way of life. High school football in Will County runs through the blood of sports fans everywhere. From County Line Road to the Indiana Line, from Reed Road to Boughton Road, football is king. High school football 2021 on 1340 WJOL.
And welcome to the Week 6. My God, it's Week 6 already. Week 6 edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, WJOL.com, and to all the ships at seas and those sitting in traffic, welcome aboard. Right, Coach Joe?
That's right.
You got it. Coach Joe, already fine before the show even begins.
Traffic
Walking in late.
was terrible today.
Appreciate everyone tuning in. Joe and I and Evan, the Sheriff Bredesen, will be here over the next 2 hours, and we are going to talk IHSA football. Thanks for everybody tuning in. If you're watching off of YouTube or Facebook or listening the good old-fashioned way over the old radio, we certainly appreciate it. This show and every edition of Pigskin Preview brought to you by State Farm agents Kevin Malloy in New Lenox and John Wright in Joliet. Like a good neighbor, Joe.
State Farm is there.
The WJOL Game of the Week, Friday Night Lights, of course, kicks us off 7:05 with Evan Bredesen, the best darn preseason show in the state of Illinois. There, I've declared it. Kickoff tomorrow, very short pregame show. 6:30 kickoff from Lockport. The Porters, oh boy, we got the Porter fans out there already. Bob the Builder's online, and too bad, Bob, we were all here to talk Porters all last week, and none of you showed up.
Yeah, I don't know. What was the story? Maybe.
Lockport hosting Lincoln Way West. The Warriors are 2-3. We will have Luke Lokank on in the first half of the show to break that one down for you. So that is our Friday game of the week. And if that wasn't enough, ladies and gentlemen, we have Saturday football. It is homecoming at Plainfield Central. Always a momentous occasion on a Saturday. Evan Bredesen, just a joy in his face, and because he will get to do color play-by-play with Coach Joe doing the color. It'll be a prime broadcast for everyone to listen to.
A treat for me, without a doubt.
That is a 1 p.m. kickoff at Plainfield Central. They will be hosting the Bengal of Plainfield East that are 2-3 on the year. And, of course, we will have Rob Keene back. We might almost have a weekly segment with Rob Keene the way they're going over at Plainfield Central.
Yes, indeed.
Great season for the Wildcats, for sure. So that is the broadcast schedule this week. And as I mentioned, Joe, we are very excited for our guest coming up. We're going to have Gavin Johnson in from Reed Custer. And, Joe,
yes.
I don't know how to describe it. It's just one of those schools that we just never got a lot of back and forth with, and we just kind of moved on. But, Joe, it's time.
They deserve it this year for sure.
Time to bring them back in.
Yes.
Part of this dysfunctional family here at 1340 WJOL.
Sure.
And
I agree with that.
start talking common football for sure. So looking forward to visiting with Coach. Rob Zavonar and Joe, I talked about this last week and said, you know what? We got to get him on because, very quietly had his 200th win. Yeah. Very quietly.
Yep.
Almost too quiet. And that's not right. We need to talk about it. And had a nice talk with Rob Friday night when I was out at Bolingbrook. And there was no doubt we were going to have Rob. So he has a big game. They are hosting Sandburg tomorrow night. And we'll talk a little bit about that game. But let's just say it's going to be heavily focused on Coach Z and his career when we have him on at 6:40. 7 o'clock hour, as I mentioned, Luke Lokank, Lincoln Way West, Rob Keene from Plainfield Central, and your phone calls. As always, 815-254-7300. Joe, your game Friday, thoughts?
I'm interested to see Lockport, live and watching them. Just talking to George, on the show a couple weeks ago, and Lincoln Way West has got 2 wins under their belt the last 2 weeks. It seems like they got everything going. Lockport, very, very tough team. Very, very tough team, especially at home. Again, though, it's homecoming for them, I believe. So, you got a lot of distractions there, too. So I'm very interested in that game.
What game did you do last Friday?
Crete-Monee and JCA.
There you go. Fill us in.
Both teams, Joliet Catholic kind of dominated things, but I always had in the back of my mind, the game was not over.
Yeah.
And Crete-Monee came back. Tremendous skill position players. I know we had Coach on last Thursday. He mentioned his linebacker, and he was pretty good. They put him in a wildcat formation, and he was a load to stop. And Joliet Catholic, and I think the defense for Joliet Catholic got tired in the second half. They went up tempo and hurried up offense. And JCA only ran 16. They scored 3 touchdowns, but they only had 16 plays in the second half. Couple turnovers by Joliet Catholic kind of opened the door a little bit by Crete. But I tell you what, Crete is going to be a dangerous team come the playoffs.
Yeah,
well,
they always
Joliet Catholic's going to be, but
Crete's
going to be very dangerous in the playoffs.
Most valuable player so far for JCA? How about Vinny Iannone?
Without a doubt. He had another great game. And, with all the speed Crete-Monee had, you don't realize how fast Vinny is. And he was beating guys to the corner. I mean, he was to the edge. He was beating guys to the edge, and he'll get the tough yards up the middle too. Ryan Lauthan, the fullback, I thought had a great game. He got the ball a few times, but did a great job blocking. And I think a key to the game was they switched from the wing to the offset eye or to the eye to let Vinny pick, because Crete was bringing guys every single play. I mean, it was jailbreak defense, as I called it. So Vinny had over 200 yards, Iannone, and Aiden Voss had another decent game at quarterback, another good game, and just enough and to put some distance away. But Crete never gave up. They never gave up.
I had a chance Friday. I was out at Bolingbrook and covered Bolingbrook and Lincoln Way East, and very solid game. East did some good things, and again, and I think I wrote this. Everything that Rob kind of told us about in the preseason about this team is exactly what I saw on Friday. I saw a young team, a lot of sophomores in the lineup, a lot of juniors in the lineup, something you've never seen from Lincoln Way East. They look like a young team. I mean, lineman-wise, they look like a young team. They look like a team, Lincoln Way East offensive lineman, you get a kid that's maybe 6'4", about 245, where usually they'd be 6'4", 270, 280.
Right.
They're going to be good. They're already good now, but you can see it's going to continue to be a building process with this East team. They're going to continue to develop. These kids are going to get more comfortable. They're going to get more experience. And Bolingbrook is very solid as well. You don't have the consistency with the passing game. And Bobby Irvin's done a really good job as a backup. Yep. I mean, that is not a knock at all. He's done a really good job. And honestly, if I had Karan, Barry Johnson, and Amarion Stewart to throw to, I'd be pretty good. I mean, I could get if I could get them the ball, they're gonna and they go and get the football. They're tremendous players. Both those kids are going to be major recruits come their senior year. Again, really close game. It was a fun night for Bolingbrook football because they had their 10th anniversary of the state championship team. Joe, the turnout was excellent.
Good.
I mean, he must have had 40, 50 of those guys and their families out on the field and stuff, and they introduced them all. Aaron Bailey was there. There was a lot of people there. It was great. It was great for Bolingbrook football. So bottom line is there's a lot of parity in the Southwest Suburban Blue.
Right.
And everyone's competitive, and everyone, those top four teams are competitive, and they all have a chance to beat each other. I don't think there's one prohibitive favorite there whatsoever. I think we could see, I know Bolingbrook's playing HF. I think Bolingbrook can beat them. I wouldn't be shocked if HF wins.
Right.
Same with when East and Lockport squares off in a couple weeks.
Right.
I think that could be another game that could be really, really tight. All four of them play really good defense. Bolingbrook plays good defense. Lincoln Way East plays good defense. I've already talked about Lockport and HF as well. So, interesting. Saw a lot. Good. So I got a pretty good handle on it.
Good.
Again, 815-254-7300. Be glad to take your phone calls.
Edge, I just want to give me a minute or two. I'm wearing a shirt tonight.
Yes.
People out there, I'll stand up so you can see it.
Usually Joe's shirtless, so we're very proud of him for wearing a shirt tonight.
It's last Friday, I think it was, in the mail. I got a package and I opened it up and this T-shirt was in there, and it's from 1986. I was a sophomore.
I hope they washed it. It was a long time.
It was brand new, I think. But I got that in the mail, and that was one of the undefeated teams in a string of four years in a row. We had at Providence that I had as sophomores. Mike Poles and I and Mike Fisher were the coaches, and I think that's when the 85 team went undefeated, the 86 team, which is right here, 87, 88, I think over, plus the 84 team, we were like 43-0-2 over those 4 years.
Nice.
So that was the beginning in my eyes of the 10, because in 87, the 85 and 86 team combined, they won the first state championship and the good string of that. So I thank those guys. it put a smile on my face. We talked a little bit off the air about getting on kids and stuff like that. I'd be in jail right now for some of the things I treated these guys with, but we had a lot of fun, did a lot of winning, and those guys are all kind of success in life, and my heartfelt gratitude and thanks to those guys for giving me the shirt.
Awesome. We can't start the show officially until we hear from Bob.
Oh, no.
Hello, Bob.
Hi, guys.
Bob, at this point, you're going to start running out of ideas for the tailgate because does Joliet Catholic ever play a road game anymore? Or are they home every week?
We should be home.
It sure feels like it. You're home again this week.
Well, that's all right. We got a nice size stadium. Everybody can come.
Yeah.
You know.
What's on the menu? Besides St. Lawrence, what's on the menu?
We ain't decided yet.
Good.
Bob, you got to come prepared, man.
Good chili dogs, though, with the cornbread was absolutely fantastic last week, Bob.
Thank you, Joe.
Yep, it was good.
All right. Well,
yeah.
we have the menu. Bob, we talked about Vinny Iannatone as possibly the MVP for this Hilltopper team. Agree?
I think so.
Yeah, he had a great game on Friday.
I mean, he's playing his butt off.
Joe, defensively, we hear about a couple of names, but who's the MVP on defense?
Boy, that's a good question. There's the Rouse kid's very good. Robbie Purchase is very good. The defensive line is I mean, they're as a unit, they're the most valuable players, in my opinion. So
let's go out to the phone lines. Tim in Shorewood joining us. Tim, good evening. Thanks for calling Pigskin Preview.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Just calling about the Recuster guys. I'm glad you guys are having the coach on, giving them some love because, they're kind of in the underdog going into this. And, they've been fighting hard and, they're trying to turn around a program that, hasn't been very successful. They got a good group of kids and, they're working hard. So tomorrow night in Wilmington, I'm from Wilmington. My cousin's a quarterback at Recuster, so it'll be the first time I've
ever mixed
against Wilmington. But I gotta go with blood, and they're gonna get the win.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Tim. That is just something Joe and I talked about. That we just for whatever reason we had reached out a few times and just never really heard back. And after it just said finally, I'm just gonna reach out to Gavin, and sure enough, hey, he's excited to come on and we're excited to have him. So don't go anywhere, Tim. As soon as we're through the commercial, we'll have Gavin Johnson joining us, and we'll talk Common football, okay?
All right.
All right, Tim. Thanks for the call. All right, Tim drops off. We're going to step aside and take our first commercial break. When we come back, Gavin Johnston from the Reed Custer Comets will make his debut here at Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL. This is Pigskin Preview on 1340 WJOL. Will County's news, talk, sports.
Hi, it's Steve Mann. Have you heard the commercials for the Mark Patrick Stop Smoking seminars? And they said only $49.99 and it could work for you. So I thought, that's not even a week's worth of smoking. So I went. And guess what? It did work for me. My friends and family are still amazed. I quit smoking. I didn't have cravings, anxiety, or weight gain. Listen, I don't know how it works, but I know it works because I'm living proof, and it's 100% guaranteed. So what do you got to lose? I'll tell you what you got to lose. A very bad habit.
Join Mark Patrick seminars and stop smoking now without cravings, irritability, weight gain, or your money back. Only $49.99 guaranteed. Hypnosis designed to work without anxiety, irritability, or weight gain for only $49.99. Become a non-smoker. That's right. Seminar Thursday, October 7th at the Clarion Hotel in Joliet from 8 to 10 p.m. Registration starts at 7:30. Weight loss seminar starts at 5:30 and stop smoking at 8 p.m.
Oh, according to research, 82% of people remember radio ads. That means that 82% of you listening right now will remember that this is an ad for ZipRecruiter. If you're hiring, 82% of you will recall that ZipRecruiter makes hiring faster and easier. And 82% of you will note that you can try ZipRecruiter for free today. But you have to go to ZipRecruiter.com/find. 82% of you will keep in mind that ZipRecruiter's technology finds qualified people for your job and actively invites them to apply.
Scott, is that you? Who are you talking to?
82% of you will also know that I live with my mom. But the most important thing to note is that ZipRecruiter works. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Will you be part of the 82% who remember where you can try ZipRecruiter for free? It's ZipRecruiter.com/find. Again, that exclusive link is ZipRecruiter.com/find. That's ZipRecruiter.com/find.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
You know, a lot of times you have to choose between something high quality or something that saves you money. But if you can get both, why not? Especially when it comes to healthcare. And that's MediShare. You get both. The typical family saves $500 a month switching to MediShare. And that's huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The customer satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. It's because MediShare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge PPO network. So, yeah, really, you could save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. If you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. Here is the number you need. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
Hi, this is State Farm Agent John Wright. Every team knows the two-point play can be a winning move. That's why I can help you go for two by combining your home and auto insurance. It's a great call that saves you time and money. So go for the win and score savings by combining your home and auto with me, State Farm Agent John Wright. It's just another way we're here to help life go right. Call me, John Wright, at 815-725-5052 today.
For all the scores, from football to basketball to baseball, it's WJOLSports.com.
And welcome back. It is the Week 6 edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL. Will County's News, Talk, Sports. The coach, Joe Rodriguero.
Yes.
The sheriff, Evan Bredesen. I am Edgy Tim. Appreciate everybody listening and tuning in. Joe?
Yes, sir.
We are crushing it with the Reed Custer comment crowd right now. Crushing it.
Here we go. Yes.
Stacy Ross on our stream. Reed Custer is here. We're all watching and excited you have Coach on.
Good.
We'd love to have you guys out at Comet Stadium versus Coal City. Joe, pack up the truck. We're going.
I'm willing to go anywhere for a good game. Anywhere.
All right, Stacy, appreciate those kind words. And, well, let's stop screwing around and bring in Coach Johnson. Gavin Johnson joins us, head coach of the Reed Custer Comets. And, Coach, welcome to Pigskin Preview.
Hey, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Well, again, Coach, as I told you off the air, it's good to connect with you guys. You know, sure, it took you to 5-0 to finally get us to wake up and have you on the show. But I guess better late than never. But, again, just congratulations on the terrific start.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Coach, I watched the game a little bit, whatever, of last week against Peatone. Again, a very good team, and you shut them out last week. Who impressed? A lot of things impressed me about your team. Just looking at the few plays I saw on the huddle, but talk about your quarterback, Jake Mcpherson. I think he's really a good player.
Yeah, he's a special kid. He's a special talent. He's a 3-sport athlete for us. Point guard on the basketball team, great pitcher on the baseball team. Does a really good job playing quarterback for us as well. He was up as a sophomore last year, so he's just a junior.
Wow.
One of those kids, our whole program really got after it in the weight room, whenever COVID happened. And we understood that was something that we had to get better at. We were going to be successful, and he was really one of the catalysts in there, kind of leading the way. I mean, he's, I think, 6'1", 6'2", 210 pounds. He was not like that at all his freshman year. So he's doing a really nice job. He has 12 touchdown passes on the year. No interceptions. I think he's completed 75% of his passes as well. And then he's a dual threat guy too, where he's ran for over 300 yards and a few touchdowns. So
yeah,
really looking forward to seeing what he can do tomorrow.
Yeah, I saw that he had a 34-yard touchdown run and a 72-yard pass. And on tape, it could be deceiving, and I'm old, but it looks like you have some big receivers that go out and catch the ball for you.
Yeah, on the outside, we got 2 seniors, Dylan Garholtz and Eddie Gadd. Eddie Gadd's about 6'5", 6'4", and Dylan's about 6'3" or 6'4", so about 1 inch of difference there. And then actually we lost one of our slot receivers in Lucas Foote, who also is 6'2". So we got some matchup problems that, we have for defenses out there for sure.
See, Joe, you're old, but the eyes haven't failed you yet. That's the key.
I could still see a little bit anyway.
That's the key. That's you know what? You probably get a job judging height on Huddle, just watching Huddle. So sure, there's a position for you somewhere. Coach, did you see this coming with this team? Because I look at the spring, and believe me, I know how weird the spring was for everybody. But you ended up with a 1-4 record, and again, we know the competition you play, so it's not like it's not like you're playing the Little Sisters of the Poor. You're going up against some big time teams. But was this something maybe you saw coming in the summer?
Yeah, you know what? I feel like this is something we've seen coming since these kids have been in 8th grade. They're just a special group of kids, mesh really well together. The senior and junior class for sure. And honestly, the 1-4 record was probably the best thing that could have happened to us. We played a lot of sophomores and juniors last year.
Yep.
And really the Wilmington game was one of the marquee things that happened for us as far as turning this around. As we were down 26-0 going into the 4th quarter against them last year, ended up losing 21-26. That kind of gave us all the confidence we needed to understand that we can hang with the big dogs. And, that just motivated us a little bit more in the off season. And so far it's been working out.
You're an alum, and I know from, the many coaches I talk to across the state, it's just a different feel, isn't it? Being an alum and taking over your program and just the passion. And that's got to be the case with you, I would imagine, having been a Reed Custer guy and trying to get that program to the next level.
Absolutely. As for me, it's something I dreamed about when I was in high school. I didn't want to be a college coach or an NFL coach. I wanted to come back and coach at Reed Custer. So, to be in this position where we're at, and again, I can't do it without great assistant coaches and great kids right now in the program. I think our whole community is completely bought in. I know somebody called in earlier. Jake's cousin called in earlier. It's cool. It's a great atmosphere. We're expecting a large crowd, and couldn't be happier for our program. And I know one guy's flying in from Georgia tonight, and he's going tomorrow morning, and he's going to the game just because he knows how big of a game this is.
Awesome. Terrific. Coach, we talked about the offensive side of the ball. Last week, if I saw that correctly, 4 turnovers against a Piatone team. And talk a little bit about your defense. Talk about some names that have been doing well for you.
Yeah, 4 turnovers is correct. Our defense is definitely something that kind of flies under the radar a little bit. I think we're averaging about 12 points a game. We gave up 34 earlier in the year. Other than that, we haven't given up more than 2 touchdowns in a game the last few weeks. Cody Marshner is an anchor for us on the defensive line. He's a great 2-way player for us. Last year as a sophomore, most teams figured out pretty early he really can't run his way. So they kind of go the opposite way. We try to set our defense away from him. And then whenever he can't make the play at linebacker, Jace Christian, he's been averaging over 10 tackles a game for us. Just flies all over the place. He'll run through a brick wall. Great speed on our defense as well. We try to string things out and gang tackle as much as we can.
Coach, going into Friday, Wilmington, obviously a very familiar opponent for you, very familiar opponent for everyone in the conference. You know what they're going to do. It's not like Jeff is reinventing the wheel week in and week out. You know what's coming at you. What are the keys for you going into that game tomorrow night?
I think for tomorrow, it's the little things. We've been pretty successful, obviously, this year. We haven't been in a complete tight game. I have a feeling this is going to be a 4-quarter game. This is the game where the penalties are going to come back to get us. We've been really fortunate not turning over the ball this year. Only 3 turnovers on the year. So we got to continue to force turnovers and take care of the ball. And the big thing is we got to stop them on defense. If they can keep methodical drives going down the field, they're going to keep our offense off of the field. And that's what we want because they can get out there and score some points. So we got to force a lot of 3-and-outs and just clean up a lot of the little things because they're going to make a big difference in the big game.
Coach, how are things lower level wise, number wise? How's the program in shape overall?
Really good. We went down a little bit in numbers from 2 years ago, but I think we're sitting at about 70 kids in the program. Our fresh soft team is actually undefeated right now as well. Being able to keep a lot of the sophomores down has definitely helped out. And our lower level coaches doing a great job there. So we're looking forward to kind of sustaining this. Hopefully it's not just a 1 or 2 year run here.
Coach, again, appreciate you taking time. This will not be the last time we talk to you. We definitely will be staying in touch. And again, just welcome to Pigskin Preview. And we definitely will be following you. And good luck tomorrow night against Wilmington.
Yeah, good luck, Coach.
Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
You bet.
You're welcome.
Gavin Johnson, head coach of Reed Custer. Joe, make that school number 21 into the WJOL listing area group.
He talked about, they really got after in the weight room. And as a coach, that's where you build your chemistry, in my opinion, especially with football. And getting that win last week against Piatone, again, that creates confidence. And a huge win last week, it propels you for the rest of the year with 4 games to go.
If you're watching the live stream right now, Joe's screen is frozen. It's hysterical. It's like the funniest expression I've ever seen.
I'm frozen. I gotta get unfrozen here.
Hopefully they can hear it. I think it's probably streaming live. It's just the video portion of that. We'll try to get it as soon as we go to a break. We'll try to get that handsome mug back on. Again, 815-254-7300. If you have anything to add, want to talk a little Reed Custer, we are here for you. Joe, let's go through the schedule a little bit this week.
Got it.
St. Lawrence at Joliet Catholic. Joe, the Hill is rolling at 5-0. Do they go to 6-0?
They certainly do. I don't.
That quiet confidence of Coach Joe. He's got a little bit of swag going on these days.
Oh yeah,
feeling pretty good.
Yeah,
Joe, you prepared, and I hope people can pick this up off. I guess they can
a little bit.
This handwritten, prepared document. It's like the really Declaration of Independence. Joe wrote out here, and again, it's every team in the area, the remaining schedule, and the records. It's fantastic. So you're taking a look at Providence. They're at 3-2. I definitely can see a path to 5.
So can I.
Right.
With this game coming up against Montini.
Right. They host Montini. Montini's been all over the place. They got a late score fourth quarter to beat Leo last week. They're kind of all over the place. And I definitely think they could definitely go to 5 wins, and obviously at 3-2 they would get to 4-2 with a win over Montini.
Right.
Remaining schedule left for Providence, as we said, Montini, Loyola, St. Rita, St. Lawrence, week 9.
All on the road, but and again, they're snake bit up at Loyola. With St. Rita, they always have good close games. That's a coin flip.
I think everyone's snake bit at Loyola, honestly.
And then I think they beat St. Lawrence in week 9.
All right, Joe, we just made a whole bunch of friends out at Reed Custer. Are you going to pick them, or are you taking Wilmington at home?
I think Coach summed it up the best. If they're going to beat Wilmington, they've got to stop the long drives. Wilmington is with their running game. They've got to be able to, as Coach said, 3 and outs and stuff. Again, just a little bit I saw Reed Custer. They're a formidable opponent for Wilmington. It's a coin flip game.
And you're choosing?
Hate to say this, but I'll go with Wilmington.
Womp, womp, womp. 815-254-7300 if you want to get on Coach Joe's case. Would love to hear from you. Joe, the Tone, Piatone, trying to bounce back after last week's loss to Reed Custer. They will host Streeter.
Streeter, I believe.
They have a really good quarterback. I thought I saw 2 and 3 somewhere.
No, they're actually 3-2.
Okay.
I'm going to pick the Tone here. Bounce back for Coach Tully.
Yep. Coal City, the Kohlers on the road at Mantino.
Game over. The Kohlers.
Okay. I knew that, but we wanted to play. It is
the
radio.
Kohlers.
It is radio, Joe.
The Kohlers. Yeah, and I'm frozen.
5-0 Morris at Canelan.
Canelan's 3-2. And again, Canelan's a tough place to play, but I'm going to go with the Redskin here. They're absolutely on a roll.
Yeah,
they've got it going.
There's no doubt. Joe, your former employer, Lamont, they are hosting Bremen. Your good buddy Dan Stell over at Bremen.
Dan Stell over at Bremen. They're having a decent year at I think 3-2, but the Indians got them. Their toughest game to me the rest of the year before the playoffs is the TF South game in week 8.
Well, they had the tough one last week. Got by TF North.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, sure. Okay. One more. And again, Joe, Joliet West at 0-5. Joliet Township proper is 0-10 on the year. Don't want to be negative. Just stating a fact. 0-5 for Joliet West. And Joe, we talked about the Tigers a little bit before. Can you see a path to 4 wins in a row? I do.
I'm going to tell you right now. I said this. I said Joliet West can make the playoffs. And I'm going to predict that. I mean, they've got.
The only question I have is where are they point wise?
That was my question on my other sheet that I didn't give you on the declaration of a play.
Oh, the articles of impeachment and everything else you wrote up? Yeah.
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
I'm looking at it now. It's all point based.
I think the two
they're
losses.
22 points. They're okay.
Okay.
They're okay. And they're going to add more points as we go further along here. I mean, Joliet West has, well, they're not going to add a whole lot of points. Romeoville at 0-5. Plainfield East at 2-3. Joliet Central at 0-5. Plainfield South 2-3.
Now, when you
always had a bad conference this year.
When you
outside of Plainfield Central, obviously.
Now, when you have a forfeit, do you get that team's points?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's why I was putting this together the other day. I was wondering. I put question marks. Are they with the 2 COVID losses? Are they going to have enough points?
Yeah, you can always text me if you have a question.
I know.
I'd be glad to help.
You're a busy man.
I'm not that.
I'm
busy.
retired.
All right, we're going to step aside and take a break. When we come back, we will go back out to the phone lines. We will have the man himself, Rob Zavonar, joining us. You are listening to the Week 6 edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News, Talk Sports.
Take the fear out of home improvement and tune in to 1340 WJOL every Monday at noon for the Prepare to Repair show with R.J. Graham Plumbing. Thorough discussions with licensed experts. Prepare to Repair will empower homeowners through education. Have questions? They have answers. With over 20 years of experience, Steve from R.J. Graham Plumbing and his guests will cover the must-knows for your upcoming projects. Tune in every Monday at noon for a home, entertainment, and community radio program. The Prepare to Repair show with R.J. Graham Plumbing.
Take charge of the years ahead with a smart, sound investment strategy and business succession plan. UC Bank's business and wealth management experts help you envision your best future with powerful insights and proven strategies. Building business and growing wealth since 1868. UC Bank, proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
1340 WJOL presents Tim Kerfin's House Talk, Thursday afternoons at 12:15, hosted by the owner of Kerfin Inspections, Tim Kerfin. There's so much you can do around the house, and each week, Tim will give you the ins and outs on how to make your home the best it can be and keep your energy bills down. If you're a business and would like to advertise or be featured on the show, call 708-935-3050. Tim Kerfin's House Talk, Thursday at 12:15 on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News, Talk, Sports.
Hi, we're the Goo Goo Dolls. We're fortunate that we can give our daughters everything they need to grow and learn. But not every child can focus on classes and play dates.
Nearly 13 million kids in the U.S. face hunger. That's 1 in 6. School lunch might be their only meal each day, and it's heartbreaking to imagine any child going to bed hungry. We're dreaming of a perfect day when kids can smile, play, and just be kids without worrying about where their next meal will come from. Feeding America is working to make that perfect day a reality.
Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste. That food is given to families and children in need. Being a kid should be about doing things that make an ordinary day extraordinary. Learning to play an instrument, building a sandcastle, hosting tea parties. Hunger should never be an obstacle to growing up.
You can help end childhood hunger in your community by visiting feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
I'm Rocky Moselle with StarRegistry.com. Since we were children, we've been told to reach for the stars. It was great advice. Now it's a great gift. Name a star after someone. For $54 and a call to 800-282-3333 or visit StarRegistry.com, we will name a star after someone very special to you and send an incredible personalized gift. The new star name will be recorded in book form in the U.S. Copyright Office. Call the Star Registry, 800-282-3333 or visit StarRegistry.com for the hottest gift. I'm Rocky Moselle with StarRegistry.com. Since we were children, we've been told to reach for the stars. It was great advice. Now it's a great gift. Name a star after someone. For $54 and a call to 800-282-3333 or visit starregistry.com, we will name a star after someone very special to you and send an incredible personalized gift. The new star name will be recorded in book form in the U.S. Copyright Office. Call the Star Registry, 800-282-3333 or visit starregistry.com for the hottest gift.
Does your home meet what you want? Looking for something smaller with less work? Looking to live closer to friends and family and have different features and amenities? Call Eddie Rudiger at the Rudiger Group at Baird & Warner at 815-823-LIST. Eddie will cut through the market chaos and secure you a qualified offer. Licensed in 2001, Eddie will use modern real estate methods, including video and a 3D floor plan to find your top qualified offer for your home. Call Eddie at 815-823-LIST or visit yourdwellings.com.
It's a tradition. It's a passion. It's a way of life. High school football in Will County runs through the blood of sports fans everywhere.
High school football doubleheader presented by Tire Tracks USA. Friday night, undefeated Lockport entertains Lincoln Way West. Kickoff at 7 o'clock. Then Sunday, it's homecoming at Plainfield Central as the Wildcats entertain Plainfield South. High school football this weekend on WJOL, courtesy of Tire Tracks USA.
The best football in the state plays right here on 1340 WJOL and WJOL.com.
Let it go. Let it go. Can't hold
Oh, we're doing this to Rob? That's for everyone watching Coach Joe on the video live stream right now.
I'm not
He's
frozen
been a little
anymore.
frozen. He's been a little frozen most of the night. Welcome back. It is the Week 6 edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's news, talk, sports. Edgy Tim along with the coach Joe Rodagaro, Evan Bredesen, the sheriff, and now coming to you via phone. He now has 201 wins, and he's our friend Rob Zavonar from Lincoln Way East. Hello, sir.
Man, how are we doing tonight?
We are doing fine. And here's what we're doing tonight, okay? So I know you've got a big game. You're hosting Sandburg. I know you've got your list of players that you want to get their names out there and give them credit. We're not taking any of that from you tonight, okay?
No.
Not at all. What we are going to talk about is our friend Rob, who had an incredible achievement in his career, winning his 200th game a few weeks back. Rob, I don't think it got enough fanfare, so just call me Mr. Fanfare. So I want to talk to you because, like it or not, I've been with you since the first win. You probably regret it more than anything, I'm sure. Somehow, some reason, your wife is still very kind to me. Maybe because I'm older now. She probably feels sorry for me. But my friend, congratulations on an incredible accomplishment from certainly everyone here at 1340. I tell you, I'm surprised, but I'm not. I saw it coming, I think, really that first year that you took over that program. And I know you're not going to focus on it, and I know you don't like talking about yourself, but darn it, Joe.
Yes.
We're going to.
Yes. That's right.
Well, I really appreciate that. And, I didn't do a whole lot of self-reflecting on it, but I did reminisce enough just to think about all the people that have been involved with us the last 20 years and just took some time to think about them and reached out to a few of them. The first group I reached out to was that very first group who went through an awful lot. We kind of call them the Junction Boys. And they probably need rings, and, they probably hated me like they hated Bear Bryant at the time. But they went through an awful lot starting the program. We brought about 20 to 25 sophomores over from Lincoln Way, which is now what is now Lincoln Way Central, in the fall of 2000. And it was kind of a creative way. They had us start our programs. They had us set up freshman and sophomore teams the year before we had a varsity team. So in the fall of 2000, it was still one Lincoln Way, but we had two separate freshmen and two separate sophomore teams. So we actually spent 3 straight years with that one group of sophomores who then moved up to play varsity football as only juniors in 2001. And then finally we had a 4-year school in 2002. So I reached out to as many of those guys who I could and just sent them an original roster and thanked them, and
Awesome.
guys like Mike Chalipsky and Dustin Powell and Mark Saldana and Justin Hoyman and Greg Garrettson and those names that really, along with great coaches and great parents, great community, great school administration, we have a 5-tool thing going here. But those young men will always be near and dear to our hearts, and then it goes on through the years. Every year the group is special, and when you kind of reach a milestone, you go back and think about why it got there. And those first guys laid a heck of a foundation.
When I look back at that first game, and again, for a lot of people don't realize, by the way, it was no cupcake. It was Bishop Back, your first game.
Yeah.
That was no easy. That was no easy win for sure. That was a pretty hard fought win. What caught my attention right away is how well run and well organized everything was. And you mentioned getting time with those kids and being able to work with those kids as a team. But Rob, where did that come from? Where did that come from in your coaching lineage? That attention to detail and focus, because let's face it, it's a brand new program. You've got coaches you might have been familiar with, but I'm sure you had some new faces in different roles. How did all that come together so quick?
Yeah, well, you go back to your life, and you think about the head coaches that you played for and you were around. And I didn't have a real long list. I was very fortunate to spend my senior year in high school playing for a man named Hud Venerable.
Yep.
At Monticello High School, and learned some invaluable things about how to treat people and how to conduct business in a very classy way. And was fortunate to move on to Illinois Wesleyan and learn a lot of positive things from Coach Normesh about work ethic and striving to be the best. And then really the guy who probably doesn't get enough credit through the years for all Lincoln Way football teams having success is Rob Galimi, because Coach Dennis Bunny had done a good job, but Rob came in and kind of took Lincoln Way football to new heights. And those teams that Rob had in the mid 90s, late 90s, that I was very, very fortunate to be an assistant on from 94 to 99. That's really where we learned how to run a football program. And we really took the majority of what Rob did and really just tried to copy it, to be honest with you. And, myself, I was kind of Rob's shadow, and Joel Palisard was able to learn from John Piazza, and we both got to be around Dale Augustine and Mike Seja and Tony Katalskis, and Steve Tomzak helped us out. So just a lot of foundation there, and is what was able to get us off to maybe a better start than we imagined we could.
Rob, again, I want to personally congratulate you on 200 wins. Success isn't easy as a coach. I understand that. And I know the guy to my left understands that too. And before I get into my thing with you, I just want to let you know, and after the Naperville Central game, coming from the booth and walking across the field, and you guys were all coming off, and it just shows the character and the people, not only of your football players, but your coaching staff. Joel and Anthony Pignatello came right by me, said hello. We talked a little bit about the game and stuff. And again, a controversial outcome of the game, but I thought that showed a tremendous amount of class on their part to even spend 5 minutes with me after a loss like that. And I just thought that was tremendous. Now, we all know in your program in the area in Frankfort, people get spoiled with success. And as I said before, it's not easy to sustain the success that you have had. Coaching this year's team, and you knew this at the beginning of the year, we had you on the coaches show and stuff, that it would be a challenge for you and your staff. But it seems like the team is getting better week after week. And again, that's a testament to you as the head coach. I don't care what anybody says. The head coach leads, and they follow the leader. And your team is getting better every week. And that's the leadership that you give not only to your coaching staff, but to your kids.
Well, I appreciate that. And again, probably the smartest thing I ever did was surround myself with better people and smarter people than I am. And when you say Joel Palisard at the top, he's certainly the guy that drives the character of the ship 100%. We're blessed to have a young man like Anthony Pigntel as well. So thank you for that comment. And our makeup's just a little bit different with some youth. And then, we also pride ourselves on the work that we are able to put in the off season. And, the COVID situation took that away, and not just from us, from everybody. So we don't use that as an excuse, but we lost that time of investment with our players and, developing in the weight room and other ways in off season. So that coupled with some youth, it was just a little different outlook, but man, our guys are coming to work every day. Our work days, Tuesday, Wednesdays are good and tough, and the guys are thriving in it, and we are inch by inch. We're getting a little bit better, and we'll see what we can do the second half of the year, and maybe play a little bit in November. But regardless, we're awful proud of this group, and the goal is to make yourselves the best group you can be, and we're going to get compared to every group that's come before us, and there's been some amazing ones, and that's part of the success. Having pressure to succeed from the past is an honor, and that's how we look at it. But with that said, different situations accomplish a conference championship or making the playoffs, and that's not the standard at our place, and we're glad that it's not, and we'll continue to strive to reach for the ultimate goals. But at the same time, when your kids come every day and give you everything they can, regardless of the end of the day W's and L record, that's all you can ask for.
I've got to imagine things take it a little bit different turn, a little bit different feel now that your boys are starting to come through your program.
Yeah, you know what? I had some great examples. I mentioned a man like John Piazza, and Rob Galimi had his own sons in the program, and the best, most fun example I've had was Joel Palisard. He won a state championship in 2017 when his son Turner was a captain, who plays for Iowa now, and his younger son McGuire, who's playing down Illinois Wesleyan, won one in 2019. So I don't know if I can top that, but it's awful fun to check in on the two freshmen of mine playing in the program, and another one over in the junior high program in Frankfurt, and they'll I'm sure it'll go fast, and it'll make it even that much more exciting. So thanks for referencing them. My wife is the one who, God bless her, is all I can say. 4 football games every weekend. Yep. She starts with a sophomore game with one of my boys on Fridays. She goes into a varsity game. She wakes up and goes to a freshman game on Saturday and checks out the Frankfurt Falcons on Sunday. And I'm quite sure the one she cares the least about is the one I'm the most involved with, and that's how it ought to be. So Kristen Zvonar is the true champion in our home, but we're living the football life and loving every crazy second of it, and the ups and downs and everything. And it's a life worth living, and we're blessed to do it, and we certainly owe it to the game.
Well, good. I think that's enough fanfare. Rob's probably going to yell at me after we're done, but that's okay. It needed to be done, Rob, and you deserve it, and your coaches deserve it. And again, it's been an honor just to watch that transformation of you and that program. And again, it's amazing what you continue to put together. And as Joe mentioned, good, bad, or indifferent, you guys are the same guys every week, and that tells me a lot about the character and the people that you have with you in your program. So
well, and you walking alongside us for 20 some years has made it special as well. And next time we talk, we're not going to trade all these warm fuzzies, but tonight was a good night to do it.
Yeah, I kind of expected that. So, all right, my friend, we appreciate it. Good luck tomorrow night hosting Sandburg, and go get them, pal.
Yes.
All right, God bless you guys. I appreciate it.
All right, Rob Zvonar joining us from Lincoln Way East. Joe, it had to be done.
Oh no, most definitely
had to be done.
I mean, we talked about this on the telephone. 10 wins a year. That's unbelievable.
Yeah. I remember that first game. It was Bishop Mack, and it was a hell of a game, and it was down to the wire. But I mean, for a brand new program, not the what and and to be able to pull out a win against a Rich and Annie team, told me everything I needed to know. And I remember talking about it, coming back and saying, God, I couldn't believe how organized and well run that program was. And they have not looked back since.
No,
So
not at all.
again, we appreciate Rob joining us and feel good. We had to get that done. So,
Yes.
all right, that is hour number 1 in the books. Do not go anywhere. I know the Porter fans are going crazy. They want to talk Porters. We're definitely going to talk Porters. 7 o'clock hour, we will have open phones probably the last 15, 20 minutes. So we'll have them there if you guys want to call in. In the meantime, we will have Luke Lokang from Lincoln Way West breaking down Lincoln Way West in Lockport tomorrow night, as well as Rob Keane from Plainfield Central. This is the Week 6 edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's news, talk sports. Don't go away. More after ABC News.
Will County's News Talk Sports, 1340. It's a tradition. It's a passion. It's a way of life. High school football in Will County runs through the blood of sports fans everywhere.
High school football doubleheader presented by Tire Tracks USA. Friday night, undefeated Lockport entertains Lincoln Way West. Kickoff at 7 o'clock. Then Sunday, it's homecoming at Plainfield Central as the Wildcats entertain Plainfield South. High school football this weekend on WJOL, courtesy of Tire Tracks USA.
From the Abrini Credit Union Studio, this is Will County's News Talk Sports, WJOL, Joliet.
Maria Aldinger. The House could vote tonight on part of President Biden's Build Back Better plan, the more than $1 trillion bill to overhaul traditional infrastructure. But some members in the president's own party say it's all or nothing.
Biden's entire domestic agenda hanging in the balance. Speaker Nancy Pelosi declaring the House plans to vote tonight on the president's bipartisan $1 trillion infrastructure bill. Progressives insist a vote tonight will fail, that they will reject the bill unless the House and Senate first pass a separate, massive $3.5 trillion package.
ABC's Rachel Scott at the Capitol. A government shutdown, which would have taken effect in less than 4 hours from now, has been averted. The president signed a continuing resolution or short-term spending bill, which funds the government through December 3rd. Now, this CR does not address another looming deadline. Unless Congress votes to raise a debt ceiling, the U.S. could default on its bills by about October 18th. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki says this is a national matter, not a political one.
An instant recession, 6 million jobs lost, $15 trillion in savings wiped out, Social Security checks and payments to our troops blocked. Those are real impacts. Republicans in Congress are treating this like a game.
Senate Republicans say they will block any attempt to raise a debt ceiling because they say it would only allow Democrats to tax and spend more. A group of teachers in the nation's largest city are asking the Supreme Court to block a vaccine mandate.
The teachers said New York City's vaccine mandate for public school employees violates their due process and equal protection rights. If the mandate stands, the teachers said they could lose their jobs when other unvaccinated municipal employees are allowed to opt out by regular testing. The public school employees were not offered that alternative. Lower courts have upheld the mandate, and the city has given school employees until Friday afternoon to show they're vaccinated before enforcement starts Monday.
That's ABC's Aaron Kotursky in New York. You're listening to ABC News.
The pandemic's reminded us we live in a sea of airborne germs that can assault us with every breath. Your nose is the body's first line of defense by helping filter out allergens, bacteria, and viruses before they reach your lungs. But like any air filter, the more clogged up it gets, the less it works. So how do you clean your nose? I'm Martin Hoke, and I didn't invent nasal irrigation. The neti pot's been around thousands of years. But I did invent Navage to make cleaning your nose easy. Navage uses powered suction to flush out mucus and germs that cause congestion, or worse, can make you sick. Over 2 million people use Navage to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier without drugs. Navage has over 70,000 online reviews averaging 4.7 stars because it works and it's easy to use. Go to Navage.com or find Navage at Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath, and Target. Now available with eucalyptus for a spa-like experience. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
Nearly 2 million counterfeit pills were seized nationwide in the last 2 months, and in many cases, they are deadly.
Increasingly, they contain deadly doses of fentanyl
and also methamphetamine.
Deputy Attorney General Lisa Monaco says the number of fake pills with those substances has jumped nearly 430% since 2019. A chunk of California waterfront property, which was taken from a black family about 100 years ago, is being returned.
It was close to a century ago that Bruce's Beach was taken from Willa and Charles Bruce. They bought it in 1912 and built a resort catering to black guests. The resort became the target of attacks. The government seized it from the family through eminent domain in 1924 under a plan to build a city park. Now, Governor Gavin Newsom signing a bill that will return the land to Willa and Charles Bruce's descendants. He says it's about doing the right thing.
For all of those families torn asunder because of racism.
Alex Stone, ABC News, Los Angeles.
You'll need to bring home more bacon in order to bring home the bacon. The price of the breakfast favorite has jumped by 30% in the past year alone, soaring to record highs. The spike is blamed on pandemic-related supply chain issues. Just announced Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, and Kendrick Lamar will meet on stage in the 2022 Super Bowl halftime show Sunday, February 13th. This is ABC News.
California is in big trouble. Soaring crime, overregulation, and high taxes are forcing taxpayers to flee. Now, Newsmax's Rob Schmidt looks at this dangerous situation in his special series on California. Watch Rob Schmidt on Newsmax at 10 p.m. Eastern. Newsmax is on every major cable system. Just check your cable guide. Get Newsmax on most streaming services or download the free Newsmax app on your smartphone. California's nightmare is spreading. Watch Rob Schmidt on Newsmax tonight for this special report.
Daria Albinger, ABC News.
Hi, this is State Farm Agent John Wright. Every team knows the two-point play can be a winning move. That's why I can help you go for two by combining your home and auto insurance. It's a great call that saves you time and money. So go for the win and score savings by combining your home and auto with me, State Farm Agent John Wright. It's just another way we're here to help life go right. Call me, John Wright, at 815-725-5052 today.
Find your style with Patriot Lighting from Menards. Choose from more than 1,000 outdoor lighting options. Patriot Lighting comes in a variety of unique styles and finishes to help give your home a fresh, updated look. Save today with 11% off all Patriot Lighting. Start saving with 11% off everything now at Menards. Good through Saturday, October 2nd. Savings are mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
High school football on 1340 WJOL.
Welcome back. It is hour number 2, the Week 6 edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL. Will County's News Talk Sports. Edgy Tim along with the coach Joe Rodagero and Evan the Sheriff Bredesen spinning the dials. We are here for the second hour in this edition and every edition of Pigskin Preview, brought to you by State Farm agents John Wright in Joliet and Kevin Malloy in New Lenox, like a good neighbor, Joe.
State Farm is there.
WJOL Game of the Week, Friday Night Lights with Evan, the pregame show at 6:05, followed by Lincoln Way West at Lockport. Of course, the Warriors, a 2-game winning streak. Joe got things turned around here a little bit.
Yep.
Traveling to Lockport to take on the 5-0 Porters, and joining us on the phone is the head man in charge over at Lincoln Way West. His name is Luke Lokank. And Coach, thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks, Edgy. Thanks, Coach. Glad to be here.
So again, it looks like at least scoreboard watching wise, you turned some things around here. Got a couple of conference wins back to back, but again, big crossover game this week tomorrow night out at Lockport. No doubt.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun game, good atmosphere, and I know we're excited, and I'm sure Georgie and Lockport, they're just excited to play.
Luke, talk about, your sophomore quarterback and his progression, Cole Crafton, I think his name is, and talk about his progression from the beginning of the year and where he's at right now.
Yeah, his progression. Cole's been he's been progressing every week, and you got to think back. You have to think back. Cole, we kept that entire freshman class together in the spring. Being a 6-week season. And that was including Cole, and we always knew, and we knew, and he was kind of the future at that time. But we felt it was important to, with the year that the kids went through, just keeping that class together and playing together, then, before you know it, it's summertime and now he's a varsity quarterback, and that's one heck of a big jump. And, he showed some great signs in the summer, his improvement. Then we got to week 1 and, we needed to ease him into varsity football, and his first 3 tests were, pretty quality opponents, but you could tell each week he started to make great reads and started to make a new throw each week and a new read each week. Then week 3 to 4, he started to get the leadership aspect of it. Kids started to follow and say, oh man, this kid is our guy. You know what I mean? And the progression with him has been, outstanding. Our quarterbacks coach, Joe Bozio, does an unbelievable job. He's an unbelievable teacher, and obviously Dave does a great job with him in his development.
Luke, other than Cole, the last couple of weeks, scoring some points and getting things going, who else has made a good jump for you offensively besides Cole to get this thing going in the right direction?
We have, Justin and Jason Harris, those are our guys, and, twin brothers, Jason was running quarterback a lot in the summer with Cole, and Jason still gets quarterback reps. He gets touches from quarterback, he gets touches from receiver. They've been having great years. Eric Nowak he was more offensively during the beginning of the season. We had to, make a switch to him defensively for the betterment of the team, and he's been doing outstanding there. And and he's still getting offensive reps on that page. But those are our three main guys when it comes offensively, and the offensive line has been doing a great job all year. Jake Seminarski and Al Pollock, who's a sophomore, our tackles, doing a great job. Ben Gowdy and Eddie Reynolds are guards, and Nick Scorantino as our center is a group that's starting to gel really good together.
Luke, you mentioned quality of opponents, and yeah, it's pretty glaring when you look at who you played. I mean, your 3 non-conference opponents right now are combined 14-1. You're talking 5-0 Hersey, 5-0. Who's the 5-0? I know Bolingbrook's 4. Yeah, Oswego East, and 4-1 Bolingbrook. Is this one of those games where you're hoping maybe that strength of schedule starts paying off a little bit?
Strength of schedule always, pays off in the end, sooner or later. And, we had some unbelievable matchups the first 3 weeks, unbelievable matchups. And, our kids played hard. We learned a lot about our team. We learned a lot about, development and things like that. And we talked at the beginning of the year, and Coach, you can agree to anything on this, is teams aren't defined as 1 or 2 or 3 games. They're defined as a season. Right. And, the growth from the whole group together has been unbelievable, and the improvement is not done. I think they're going to keep improving as a group, and, but that strength of schedule is definitely going to help coming down the stretch.
I mean, both sides of the ball for Lockport, it seems like offensively they almost want to will their way on you. Is that fair?
Yeah. Their defensive line is as good as I've seen in a long time. Yeah. I mean, there's some really unbelievable players, and that's not saying that their back seven is not good. You know what I mean? But their strength is built from the lines, which all great teams are. All great teams want to build their strength from the lines, and but they try to do exactly that. They need to dominate on the line of scrimmages, and they go about their way. For sure.
And I know offensively, I know Tim Osek, the quarterback. I mean, it's not every day you see a 6'7", 240-pound quarterback, but again, he's a kid that has been getting it done. He's got a good arm, and you flush him out, and he will do something with it. And it seemed to me, and I don't know about you, but kind of maybe they hit a different level once Schultz kind of came back and gave him more of a 1-2 punch in the running game. Is that fair as well?
Yeah, for sure. The quarterback, he's a great field general. You know what I mean? He does a nice job controlling the run and keeping those guys organized. And when he needs to make his throws that he needs to make, he makes them. Running game is as solid as we've seen this year, and in the passing game, they have some great receivers, and the quarterback just does a great job managing the game, and he's calm, cool, and collective, and that's what you need.
You talk about George and the connections in this game. I mean, there's friendships and you know them and they know you. I mean, does that all go out the window? Is it one of those games where you're trying to outthink things a little bit too much? I mean, do you have to pull yourself back a little bit in a game like this? And
well, if you know George and you know me, we don't try to outthink anybody.
Well, definitely George, that's for sure.
And he'll tell you the same thing. You know what I mean? But we understand that that our number one jobs together is to put kids in the best spot to succeed. And the kids are the ones that play the games, and we're there to help along the way. But it's this friendship that I've known Georgie a long time. Since I was a little kid, and had the honor to coach with him the last couple of years here at West before he went over to Lockport, and all those battles we had at North. For those 9-10 years that we played against them, some of the. We were going back looking at Lockport tape from the years back, just kind of doing all steps in this process and of a weekly prep. And we were just seeing that, man, these are some great games we had, and George is, one of the greatest guys I know. And, if anyone's surprised with Lockport's success, after these 4 years, they don't know George. We knew this was gonna happen. When you get quality guy like George and in a program that just needs someone like George. And I'm not surprised, and I don't think many people are who know George and know the game.
Yep, 100%. Luke, appreciate you taking time. And again, that's the WJOL game of the week tomorrow. That's a 6:30 kickoff at Lockport. Lockport host the Lincoln Way West Warriors. And Luke, again, just thanks for joining us and good luck tomorrow.
Yeah, good luck, Luke.
Yep. You got to love the 6:30 kickoffs, right?
Absolutely. You will get no complaints here whatsoever.
A lot of guys on staff, a lot of old guys on staff, including my dad, who just loves them.
Thanks, Luke.
All right, Luke, take care.
Yeah.
And this old guy loves it as well. And I know the old guy next to me loves it as well.
That's right.
So that is the WJOL game of the week, Lincoln Way West at Lockport. Again, Joe, as I mentioned, a lot of familiarity between those staffs, and they know each other well, and should be a good game.
You hit the nail on the head. You're gonna say hello to each other, laugh a little bit, shake hands and stuff. Then when you go to your sidelines,
beat the crap out of the other guy.
That's right. After the game, it's the same thing. Just go up to him, say good game, and laugh about it a little bit, and go your separate ways.
No doubt. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's that D line for Lockport's really good with the Sizzler twins. Yep. I call them Siler. I think it's Siler. I'm probably screwing it up. I'm sure the Lockport people will let me know. Again, really good D line, and that's kind of where all that pressure starts on that defense for sure. It's going to be a good matchup. Joe, let's continue to go through the rest of the schedule here before we take a break. Joliet West at 0-5 at Romeoville 0-5. Joe, somebody's coming out with a win.
I'm picking the Tiger here.
Joe's going to roll that Tiger a little bit, I think.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
The Kevin Collins call-in report, not going to be very favorable to Coach Joe.
Yes. Well,
Joey, you seem worried. Plainfield East at Plainfield Central. Of course, we will talk to Rob Keene few minutes. We'll save that one for Rob. Plainfield South at 2-3 at Joliet Central. Joe 0-5.
Yeah, it's again numbers wise for Joliet Central. I'm going to go with Plainfield South.
Just glad they're back playing.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Joe, must win for Minooka.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to have to pull off a win against someone good here. And I think when you're looking at Oswego East, the schedule gets much more interesting from here out for the Wolves, starting with Minooka.
Right. And Minooka's got them this week, Plainfield North. The week after York, they're playing the last 4 games are with teams that are over 500. So they've got to get 2 wins someplace.
Yeah. Not going to be easy.
No, it's not.
There's no doubt, especially the back-to-back with Oswego East and Plainfield North.
Right.
That will not be easy. So, again, Bolingbrook and HF, Joe, a game that we haven't talked a lot about, but I tell you, I've seen them both. I think this could be a really tight game. I'll take Bolingbrook in this, but
so will
I think like a 21-14 maybe kind of game.
Yeah, another defensive type struggle. Maybe turnovers or penalties could be the difference in this game. But I'm picking the Brook.
Joe, someone likes your shirt.
Very good.
Your year on watching off of YouTube says, "Great shirt, Coach Rod."
Yep, proud of it.
So there you go.
Proud of it.
And the Lockport fans telling us don't sleep on the Lockport secondary. We're not. Stop it. We're not.
Stop.
Damn kids.
You be mad at Edgy, you Lockport guys.
Lincoln Way
I grew up in
East.
Lockport.
Lincoln Way East hosting Sandburg, Joe.
It's going to be Lincoln Way East. Sandburg's just struggling right now to find an identity. They may be good in the years to come, but it's going to take a couple of years.
Joe, who's your pick? Lincoln Way West, Lockport.
I got to go with the Porters.
Same. I am looking forward to week 8, I believe. Yeah,
Yep.
Week 8 could be really interesting for Lockport. Really interesting. Bradley on the road at Lincoln Way Central. Joe?
I'm going to go with Lincoln Way Central here. They're 2-3 with Bradley, but again, this is a game.
And you don't want kids TP in your house. I know.
If they can find it.
Yeah, that's true.
But I'm going to go with Lincoln Way Central here.
Plainfield North, another great game. Plainfield North on the road at Oswego.
Yes. Boy, oh boy. Oswego 3-2, but they've won their last 3 games. Plainfield North. But if you're you're going to play it at Oswego, I'm still going to go with Plainfield North in this game. I am.
I'll go with Oswego.
Okay.
Sorry, Anthony and Bordino. I think Oswego's going to get their act together. And if you look at their first 2 losses, Neuqua Valley and Batavia, those are 2 pretty quality opponents. So I think Oswego's going to get their act together here. St. Francis at 0-2. Unfortunately, they have a home game Saturday at 1:00 at ATI Field. Missouri Baptist at St. Francis. Joe, who you got in that one?
I'm going to pick the Saints because I have no clue.
Go Saints.
Missouri Baptist. Go Saints.
Go
is
Coach
right.
Joe. Go Saints.
Yes.
Not you, Joe. The other Coach Joe.
I know. Yeah.
All right. We're going to step aside and take a break. When we come back, it's the Rob Keane Show. That's what we're calling it from now on. We are going to talk to the head coach of Plainfield Central, Rob Keane, who has he's on his way to winning a conference title the way things are going, Joe. We will talk all about Plainfield Central Wildcat football here on the Week 6 edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News, Talk, Sports.
If you've got a small business, you know there's nothing more valuable than your time. So why waste it at the post office? Stamps.com makes it easy to mail and ship right from your computer. No special equipment required. Whether you're an office sending invoices, a side hustle Etsy shop, or a full-blown warehouse shipping out orders, Stamps.com will make your life easier. You'll even get exclusive discounts on postage and shipping from USPS and UPS. And their new Rate Advisor tool lets you compare shipping rates across carriers so you always find the best option. Save time and money with Stamps.com. There's no risk, and when you go to Stamps.com and use offer code FOCUS, you'll receive a 4-week free trial, plus free postage and a digital scale. No long-term commitments or contracts. Just go to Stamps.com. Click on the microphone at the top and enter code FOCUS. That's Stamps.com, promo code FOCUS. Stamps.com. Never go to the post office again.
Hey, this is Lisa Stofan. Heard the Mark Patrick weight loss hypnosis hype? Well, I attended because my father stopped smoking with hypnosis. Hypnosis eliminated my desire for soda and fast food, made me want to exercise, and I lost 60 pounds in 6 months. My energy level exploded. I went to another session to deal with some other problem foods, and I lost another 10 pounds. In fact, I brought my husband. He lost weight. More important, cholesterol and blood pressure improved. My friend went, and she lost 20 pounds in the first 2 months. So does Mark Patrick hypnosis work? Oh yeah, it works. Nothing has changed my life more. Well, except maybe my husband. He's so proud of me, makes me cry.
Wow, that's touching. What are you waiting for? Join Mark Patrick seminars and lose the weight or stop smoking guaranteed for only $49.99. That's right, weight loss seminar Thursday, October 7th at the Clarion Hotel in Joliet. Time is 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. Registration begins at 5 p.m. Stop Smoking seminar starts at 8 p.m. Registration starts 7:30 p.m.
1340 WJOL is challenging you to pick the winners of every pro football game each week for 18 weeks by playing WJOL's Pro Football Challenge. It's simple. Each week, go to WJOL.com and tell us who you think is going to win, and you could win a $25 Exxon Mobil gas card. And the person with the most points at the end of the regular season will win an all-inclusive 3-night trip to Rio Hotels and Resorts in Cancun or Riviera Maya, courtesy of Apple Vacations Rio Hotels and Resorts. Win free gas cards each week and a free trip by playing WJOL's Pro Football Challenge. Being brought to you by Tire Tracks USA, your local source for tires and full-service repair shop with a local store near you in Bradley, Frankfort, Manteno, Morris, Wilmington, and 3 locations in Joliet. Just like a coach gets his team ready to take on an opponent, Tire Tracks wants to get you ready to take on the open road. Online at www.tiretracksusa.com.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years.
He was in big trouble.
We're going to take your house, garnish your pay.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm, and rated A+ by the Better Business Bureau.
I don't owe the IRS anymore. It was because of Optima Tax.
Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-682-9928. 800-682-9928.
Optima Tax Relief.
For details, visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
New school, new job, new home. Change is hard and can leave you feeling isolated. And divorce delivers one of life's hardest blows. The relationships you counted on are suddenly gone. But you don't have to walk through this alone. For more than 30 years, Cordell & Cordell has guided men through the challenges of divorce. You're not alone. Call Cordell & Cordell.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Chicagoland area attorneys. 4320 Winfield Road, Suite 200, Warrenville, Illinois, 60555.
If you're concerned about the power grid and want to generate your own supply of off-grid electricity, this will be the most important message you'll hear this year. Here's why. We now have a small number of solar generators back in stock. These emergency backup systems provide life-saving backup power when you need it most. And unlike gas generators, solar generators run quietly, emit no dangerous fumes, and produce an endless supply of free electricity from the sun. Whether it's wildfires, dangerous weather, power grid issues, or just getting off the grid, you'll never have to suffer through painful power outages again. Even better, all this week, radio listeners get over $700 in free off-the-grid bonuses too. Go to mysolarbackup.com to learn more and check availability. That's mysolarbackup.com. Can't afford a solar generator right now? Enter our solar generator giveaway. No purchase necessary. Winner will be announced November 1st. Enter to win today at mysolarbackup.com.
Your official home for Joliet and Will County sports is 1340 WJOL.
And welcome back. It is the Week 6 edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News Talk Sports. Just counting down to October.
Yes, it'll be here before you know it,
Joe.
Yep.
Big month for us, Coach Joe.
Halloween, playoffs.
It's already been a big season for our guy, Rob Keene,
so
over
far.
at Plainfield Central.
Yep.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Rob Keene Show here on 1340 WJOL. Pal, you're killing it this year. Congrats.
Well, thank you, guys. We appreciate you having us on. Any chance to talk Wildcat football is always a good chance here. We're proud of what the kids have put forward so far, and we're going to hopefully keep it rolling here a little bit.
Boy, in the back of your mind, how badly do you want that West Aurora game back?
I try to tell myself every day that we learned a lot of things from that game, and that we were better 7 nights later because we learned a lot of things. We were in 2 games that the outcome was decided in the last 60 seconds in back-to-back weeks, and that's really a cool feeling when you're in high school football. I think that both of those games had playoff type atmospheres. And I told our guys going into week 4 that we were going to need to be 60 seconds better. And with about 30 seconds left, we were able to put up a touchdown to go ahead with a big PAT from our kicker, Brendan Pra. So we were 60 seconds better 1 week later. Yep. And for that, we're grateful. But man, it's tough not to look back sometimes, but try to keep ourselves busy week to week so there's not too much time to think about those things from the past.
No doubt about it. Well, homecoming's always an interesting time of year for high school football coaches. And we know you're a new coach, Rob, so we're going to go really light. We're going to go really easy on you. Are you looking forward to your initial homecoming as a head coach at Plainfield Central?
Guys, what can I say? Plainfield homecoming is a tradition like no other.
They love.
Yes, I agree.
They love
I agree.
their homecoming
They
at
sure
Plainfield
do.
Central.
Yep.
They love it.
So, we're over here at the original Plainfield High School, and for that, we're grateful because a lot of the festivities that go on around town center around us. And obviously, we talk to our kids all the time about what that means. We talk to them about how everybody has a job. And for us, our job is to go out and play a really hard-fought 48-minute football game against a really quality rival team from across town. So we're excited, obviously, for the opportunity to play on a homecoming game. We did not get one last year like a lot of schools because of the spring season. So for that, we're focusing on all positives. We tell our kids that we want to celebrate all good things. So we're excited at the idea that we're going to get a homecoming game. We tell the kids, normally you only get 4 of these this year, though. For a lot of them, they're only going to get 3 of them now. So we're excited about it. We'll take the field for a day game. It'll be our first day game, but we tell them that it's a good opportunity to hopefully get used to playing day football because when you get to do that, it usually means you're in a pretty special position. So we'll see. We're excited, and obviously it's been a fun week around here.
Rob, thanks for the information. Because I'm looking forward to doing the game over at your place on Saturday with Evan. And last week,
hey, by the way, Rob, thanks for the updates from you. By the way, I have to tell you, I kind of look forward to those I think Friday night. You usually send that bad boy out, so I appreciate it for sure.
Well, I appreciate you guys taking a look at it. A lot of emails, I'm not sure people read when I send them, but it's nice to hear that you guys are at least.
Yeah, no, we do.
And again, it's good. And Edgy sends me those too. And so I can give, credit to the kids and tell the people on the air, what they're doing and how they're progressing in that. So not too many coaches do that. Although when I do ask for stats, I don't want to bother coaches with too much other than a roster and starters, but thank you also from me for the information. Last week you played Joliet West, a team that didn't play for 2 weeks. You kind of struggled a little bit, but to me, you came out with a victory. And in every season, there's a couple games or at least one game, especially in football during a 9-week schedule, that you have to get through. And you came out victorious, which shows a lot of character of your kids getting that 4th win.
Well, I appreciate that. And I want to start off too by saying hats off to Coach Leck and those kids over at Joliet West. They played their hearts out for 48 minutes, the same as our kids did, and all the credit in the world to them, given all the stuff that they went through and to get their kids ready to play a hard-fought football game.
Agreed.
I can't say enough good things about them and their staff and their kids coming out and playing a great game. In a lot of ways, it was kind of like a week 1 game, I think. They had been off for 2 weeks.
Right.
Obviously, we're not necessarily knowing exactly what we're going to get out of them because when you're off for 2 weeks, a lot of things can change. So we prepared, and we told our kids, you got to be comfortable being uncomfortable. And we think that our kids did a good job, obviously, in practice last week. There are some special players over there at Joliet West. That is, we said in the locker room afterwards, that's a tough team. They're going to be a tough out the rest of the way through. So, we were proud of our kids. Defensively, we pitched a shutout. So while there are obviously things that we want to make sure we're improving on each week, we were proud of the fact that our kids played the game and played the game down the stretch for 48 minutes. 3-0 at a high school football game at halftime is kind of fun because it puts everybody in a situation where you really got to make sure your halftime adjustments are good. And proud of our kids fighting down the stretch for yet another week of playing 4 quarters of tough SPC football.
Rob, I know that as far as getting ready for this week, how much of a change is it? You get the extra day. What are you going to do with your Friday, and kind of how do you work with it getting ready for Saturday afternoon?
For sure. Yeah, it's a great question. we talk to our kids all the time about how distractions are nothing more than events that you let into your circle. So we try to keep as many things as consistent as possible. For us, we're going to treat Tuesday and Wednesday pretty similar. Thursday is a little bit of a bonus day. We try to shore up a few of the things maybe that we would do on a Friday, do that on a Thursday here. Friday, we're going to treat it, a lot like anybody would pregame. Our sophomores are actually taking the field tomorrow night in true Plainfield homecoming tradition. The sophomores take the field on Friday night. So we'll be out there trying to cheer them on and help them out any way that we can, coming away with a victory in a big rivalry game. And then we'll get ready to go, and we'll try to do everything we can to keep Saturday as consistent as possible. And then also obviously the uniqueness of being up from a long week into a short week the following week. So, as a staff, we're doing everything we can. Our focus right now is on Plainfield East and putting forth the best product possible for our kids and putting them in a position to be successful on Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, I know Brad over at East always has athletes. What can your fans expect to see out of Plainfield East on Saturday?
Yeah, they're a successful program over there too. Is they've done a lot of good things since Coach Coons has been over there. So, they're going to have an offense that's going to look to score points. They had a very good week offensively and defensively this past week. They've got some players on defense that really bring some pressure, and we're going to do everything we can to try to combat them and put our guys into space and hopefully make some plays to allow us to put some points on the board again like we were early in the season. And defensively, we're going to have to obviously stop some of their playmakers. They've got a couple very capable players, both at quarterback, running back, and wide receiver. They've got some special kids too. So our kids have had a great week of practice, and we're proud of the efforts that they put in. Obviously, trying to go 1-0 each week. So I think that if we can stay focused, we'll be in a position that we can hopefully be proud of our efforts, regardless of what the score is after 48 minutes.
So I've got a wedding on Saturday, so I'm kind of limited in my viewing. But the one thing that I'm really interested in, are we going to see Tank versus Tank when Michael Jamar goes up against Nick Siren? Are we going to see that on Saturday?
There's certainly that chance. And obviously Nick's done a great job.
It's like a monster movie.
Yeah, it's got an opportunity to really make some good highlight films. We'll have to get it over to Coach Joe here, and we'll let him take a look at it afterwards. Obviously, he'll be doing the game and really break it down bit by bit afterwards. But it's we're proud of Nick. We're proud of that whole offensive line, Reese and Jay and Jesse and Matt, and everything that they've done. Nick got an offer coming in today from Colby Stockton.
Very happy for him. Yep.
So we've got a lot of kids that we think have the opportunity to play college football and continue to compete at the next level. And we hope that they continue to showcase that and put some good film together so that they get those opportunities moving forward.
I keep threatening Nick, and I'm going to come over and visit him when he's working at the Jewel. I think it scares him. I think it scares him a little bit that I'm going to come up and tapping him on the shoulder.
Yeah, you probably will too.
You'll probably end up running into me then at the butcher counter because I pick up dinner on a nightly basis. I'm not too much. That's the one thing I don't plan ahead on.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the club. Welcome to the club.
Coach, you talked about Aaron Larkins at the coaches show, and we talked to you previously, and you talked about Connor Huffman, your quarterback. Talk a little bit about, and I know, hopefully I don't murder these names, your receiving core of Moscatelli, McClinton, Pearson, and Kulikowski.
Yeah, so we've got some real weapons here. We've got when I took the job, we brought over Coach Kent, and we're blessed to have him helping run the offense here. And he'll tell you too is we've got some weapons. Connor obviously has done a good job of spreading the ball around, which is no small task when you've got these guys. Derek played for us last year. Derek McClinton played for us last year as well. Derek's got serious speed and an ability to really stretch the field for us. And it's difficult to do that when you've got guys like DJ, whether he's stretching the field or coming over the middle, along with James Kulikowskis. We've got, at any point, we feel like we have two tight ends that we can put in the game comfortably to block or catch the ball, and that makes us really versatile. Dylan Moscatelli is a guy that last year, he's a converted athlete, came to play football. Last year, his shortened season was cut short by an injury. When he went down, he was actually the leading receiver on our team in the spring. So he's putting together a real nice season so far this year. And we're proud of him and everybody. And, they're doing a good job of, again, just staying focused and understanding that we're going to get everybody the ball as much as possible and keep doing your job, and understand that sometimes that means blocking and sometimes that means making sure you're ready to go and, put together a nice stretch for us so that we can put together a solid drive.
All right. Well, we'd be remiss if we didn't throw at least one curveball at you. So,
okay.
So now I'm not sure if this is a deal, but you're not like sitting on a parade float Saturday, are you?
I was told that you guys were actually going to be driving the car that I was.
Now that could be a possibility. I'm not joking.
That could.
Because I am going to try to sneak in a game on Saturday and still make my wedding. So that's a very possibility. Now, the question I actually have for you is, if you were sitting on a float and if you had to throw out candy.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
What candy would head coach Rob Keane be throwing out to everyone? What's your call when it comes to candy?
Question. That is a great question. And, I'd be remiss if I didn't tell you that the correct answer would probably be best answered by my wonderful wife, who actually coaches volleyball and will be walking in the parade on Saturday throwing out candy. So we were at a Sam's Club the other day, and we picked up some Dum-Dums and some chocolate and all kind of different stuff.
I need a brand, sir. I need a specific candy that represents you.
Some Snickers and Dum-Dum lollipops. There might have been some Jolly Ranchers in there too.
Snickers is a great go-to.
You had me at Snickers, pal.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm with you guys. That's whenever I'm hungry. I hate that those commercials are so true.
All right, you've advanced to the next level. You ready for the next level question?
All right, let's shoot.
When you're ordering pizza, what's on your pizza?
Okay, so I can't not have meat on the pizza, guys.
Right, exactly. Welcome to the club. Yep.
Any kid in my classes knows that pizza is my spirit animal. So
I like this guy already.
So do I.
I do what I can. I'm a pepperoni sausage guy for the most part.
Guy after my own heart.
You can't go wrong.
I got a pepperoni thing. I got a little bit of an issue with the pepperoni.
Oh, I love pepperoni.
So, Joe, as you know, I grew up with some Italian friends, and in their world, it's like a lunch meat. Why are you putting lunch meat on a pizza? Sorry.
No, salami is the meat.
I'll eat it.
Pepperoni is pizza stuff.
I'll eat it, but it's okay. You're still all right in my book, Ed.
I appreciate that, Ed.
But the next thing we're going to ask you, and we're going to save this for the next time, and you can get back to us on this, cereal.
Okay.
Yeah, think about that.
All right. We're going to let you go. But until next time, Coach, best of luck on Saturday. Try to enjoy homecoming, and good luck, okay?
Good luck, Rob. I'll see you Saturday.
Guys, appreciate it. Joe, we'll see you then. Hopefully we're talking to you guys in week 10, 11, okay?
All right, Rob.
For sure.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Rob
Take
Keane
care.
joining us from Plainfield Central. Joe, what a great story over there.
Yes.
Thrilled with how things have gone, and it should be a great game. I might make my way over there on Saturday for a little while.
And again, I know Rob's been with the program for.
I'm gonna hand him a Snickers.
Yeah, but wait a minute, that's what I was gonna do.
I know.
But again, first year coach, but been in the program, having a great year so far. And again, I'm at 4-1. They're gonna, they're definitely gonna make the playoffs.
Well, and again, you look at this too. This is probably the biggest test for Plainfield East the rest of the year.
Right.
You look at the remaining schedule. I mean, Joliet West, Plainfield and South, which again, South is always going to be a rivalry game for them, and then Romeoville.
Right.
So, you want to get to 5. You're going to need to obviously get those last 3, and you sure as heck would like to get this one on Saturday as well.
Yeah, they could. I didn't want to say this to Rob because I know coaches are like myself, but they could run the table.
They could. All right, we're step aside and take our final break. When we come back, open phone lines. You are listening to Week 6 edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News Talk Sports.
Hi, we're the Goo Goo Dolls. We're fortunate that we can give our daughters everything they need to grow and learn. But not every child can focus on classes and play dates.
Nearly 13 million kids in the U.S. face hunger. That's 1 in 6. School lunch might be their only meal each day, and it's heartbreaking to imagine any child going to bed hungry. We're dreaming of a perfect day when kids can smile, play, and just be kids without worrying about where their next meal will come from. Feeding America is working to make that perfect day a reality.
Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste. That food is given to families and children in need. Being a kid should be about doing things that make an ordinary day extraordinary. Learning to play an instrument, building a sandcastle, hosting tea parties. Hunger should never be an obstacle to growing up.
You can help end childhood hunger in your community by visiting feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
For over 30 years, LK Tax Shop has been your first choice for everything horse related. And even if you don't ride or own a horse, LK Tax Shop can outfit you from head to toe in the latest Western fashions. You need to check out LK Tax Shop's collection of brand name apparel for both men and women from Ariat, Sidge, Cowgirl Tough, Panhandle Slim, and Rock and Roll Denim, along with boots from Ariat, Danpost, and Laredo, plus cowboy hats from Resistol and Stetson.
Throughout September, celebrate both horse and rider with special sales all month long. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for special sales throughout September.
Shop LK Tax Shop and you'll find Western and English apparel and saddles, horse clothing, show accessories, and stable supplies, including Purina horse feed and Victor dog food. Everything you need for horses and horse lovers is at LK Tax Shop. Open Tuesday through Saturday from 11 to 5 at 26359 South LaGrange Road. That's Route 45 in Monee, just 1 mile south of Monee, Manhattan Road. LK Tax Shop and LKTaxShop.com for horse owners and horse lovers.
How time flies when you're having fun, or at least trying to have fun. In 2020, we lost a season, and while we will never be able to get that back, the Malloy State Farm team is happy to be back on board with Edgy Tim and Coach Radagaro as the title sponsor of the Pigskin Preview. So here's to the players, the coaches, and the parents who have been waiting for this moment. Give it your best effort. Make it memorable. And on Monday, give the Malloy State Farm team a call at 815-463-5800 to get our best effort at saving you money.
When bad weather hits, 1340 WJOL is there for you.
Probably been mid-80s or so since we had something that caused this much damage. So this is a pretty significant event for us. We are incredibly fortunate. There is not a single reported injury.
The WJOL news team and meteorologist Rick DeMaio are here to give you watches, warnings, and the aftermath. We're your weather station, Joliet and Will County. We are 1340 WJOL.
Bad decisions limit future options. Make enough bad decisions and you'll destroy your life. Listen to The Flot Line with your host, Rick Hughes, every Sunday morning at 8:30 a.m. here on WJOL. The Flot Line describes the main line of resistance in your soul built on God's Word. Join us every Sunday for 30 minutes of inspiration, motivation, education, all without manipulation. That's The Flot Line with Rick Hughes. Heard every Sunday at 8:30 a.m. on WJOL.
Oh, according to research, 82% of people remember radio ads. That means that 82% of you listening right now will remember that this is an ad for ZipRecruiter. If you're hiring, 82% of you will recall that ZipRecruiter makes hiring faster and easier. And 82% of you will note that you can try ZipRecruiter for free today, but you have to go to ZipRecruiter.com/find. 82% of you will keep in mind that ZipRecruiter's technology finds qualified people for your job and actively invites them to apply.
Scott, is that you? Who are you talking to?
82% of you will also know that I live with my mom. But the most important thing to note is that ZipRecruiter works. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Will you be part of the 82% who remember where you can try ZipRecruiter for free? It's ZipRecruiter.com/find. Again, that exclusive link is ZipRecruiter.com/find. That's ZipRecruiter.com/find.
Just like a coach gets his players ready to take on an opponent, Tire Tracks wants to get your car or truck ready to take on the road. Whether you're in need of a new set of tires from brands that you trust, including Bridgestone and Firestone, or you're looking for a full-service automotive repair shop that does oil changes, brakes, and more, Tire Tracks has a local store near you, including Bradley, Frankfort, Mantino, Morris, Wilmington, and 3 locations in Joliet. Tire Tracks, a local family-owned business for local people. Online at TireTracksUSA.com.
Pigskin Preview with Edgy Tim on 1340 WJOL.
And welcome back. It is the Week 6 edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News Talk Sports. Edgy Tim along with the coach, Joe Radagaro, and the sheriff, Evan Bredesen. And Joe, I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but this edition and every edition of Pigskin Preview is brought to you by State Farm agents John Wright and Joliet, and this knucklehead on the phone. Hello, knucklehead.
My guy, Kevin.
You guys are too kind. Thank you for that warm introduction.
I'm just glad you're like upright and functioning. I mean, at one point, I didn't know what was going to happen with you, my friend.
Yeah, a little bit bumpy ride with that detached retina, but I'll
That is
tell you this:
crazy.
not being able to see out of that eye, I can tell you this: Coach Rod never looked better.
He kept telling me, "No, you got to move over this way a little farther. You got to move this way a little farther."
Could have been a kicker for Florida State back then, but
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
well, I'm glad to hear you're feeling well. And it's funny when we went to call and Evan asked if you wanted to come on. I'm like, yeah, okay. He's an insurance guy. Is the Pope Catholic? Come on.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to come on the air.
Hey, I had to check all my prop bets for tonight's game before, though. So thanks for giving me some time. So.
Nice. Well, glad to hear you're doing well. Again, obviously you don't listen to the show, which we're very grateful for.
Yes.
Well, we actually on the way home from Eaton, we did turn it on when you were talking about the HF Bolingbrook game. So we were able to catch a little bit.
Okay. Well, you missed your guy Rob Zvonar. We had him on for an entire segment and just heaped praise upon him.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's all we did.
Was he able to talk with that raspy voice? Is he in mid-season?
He was okay.
He was
No,
okay. He was okay.
I've heard him a lot worse.
Oh God, yes.
A lot worse. No, we purposely had him on because I felt that his 200th win went pretty under the radar, and that's just wrong. That's just wrong.
Well, I honestly, and this is a serious question, I so underestimated them against Bolingbrook. I thought this was the year, guys. I thought Bolingbrook was going to come up and get them.
They gave him a game. It's and again, it's a credit to Rob and that staff. Kevin, they're just young. It's just a young team. I mean, their linemen, you look at their linemen, and again, how often have you seen Lincoln Way East linemen where they're like 6'4" and like 240? But a year from now, they're going to be 6'4" and 270, 280.
Yes.
And they'll have a year experience under their belt. So whatever they get done this year is going to be a bonus, and they're going to be a monster again next year. So.
Yeah, it's going to be like a bunch of Nicky Allegrettis across the board, right?
Yes.
Remember him as a sophomore? He was a giant.
Yep. Yeah, that's exactly where they're at now, and it's both sides of the ball, which we've never. God, I don't think we've seen for a long time with the East.
Yep.
But they'll be fine. Again, it's going to be them and Lockport. It's going to be a huge game. It's going to be a major game. But I think they're capable. I think East is capable of winning out. I think Lockport can win that game. So it's parity. It's the ugly word parity. Here's the question I have for you, Kevin. Right away, have you purchased land in the greater Arlington Heights area? And is there a possibility of a Kevin Malloy, John Wright naming rights on the new field?
Yeah, I have my 1.5 billion, but I'm not sure if John has ponied up his 1.5 billion for the.
Well, we'll go over there. We'll shake them.
Yeah, we'll shake them out.
Get it from.
On the football note, could you guys be any happier for George with that Lockport turnaround?
Yeah, for sure. It's something that, and again, it's funny. The other day I wore my Lincoln Way North hat and in honor of George, because George is the one that gave me that hat. And, it's just to see him finally get that shot at Lockport and to do it. Luke said it. We had Luke Lopez on tonight, and he said, look, anyone that knows football knows that George is going to get it done. And you're right. Everyone knew that. And they are. They're just, I think, in the beginning of what we're going to see for a long time out of the Porters.
Yes.
Hey, Coach, since you're right there, could you please throat punch Edgy for bringing up that school? I'm now in the fetal position.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to make a
nice
point.
Thanks, Edgy. I appreciate that. I'm starting to go in the shakes right now.
Well, you better watch what you're saying there, sir. We don't have a dump button here, so
I know. I am. This is me watching.
All right, let's talk about something a little happier. It is October, and we are still excited about baseball, so that's a positive.
Yeah, that Edgy. Next year, could I please have, just for recreational purposes, can I please have all of the games that you and your buddy are going to next year?
Yeah, we ended 16-2 in the regular season.
Yeah. I got good news for the coach. I just heard tonight that I might have a shot at a 10-game package in those seats, Coach.
Ah, very good.
Yeah. we might be spending a lot of Wednesday afternoons at the park.
That's okay by me.
He has nothing better to do.
Yeah,
truly.
Yeah. Other than to start cashing those pension checks.
Oh yeah. Yes.
I thought they brought it over. I thought the Pony Express actually pulled it up to the house.
The Briggs truck comes over.
Yeah.
Once a month and dumps it out in the driveway.
Nice.
So edgy, the Astros are up 3-0. So that if my math is right with that St. Rita education, you need to have a sweep and then a sweep by Oakland, right?
Yeah. I mean, again, it's if Oakland still had a chance, it'd be interesting because I think Oakland can give them a lot of trouble. I think Oakland's going to be eliminated from the wild card, and we're running out of games, so it's okay. We'll go on the road. We won a World Series on the road, so it's okay.
Yes, for sure.
I do believe that might have been in Houston, maybe, right?
Oh, the World Series? Oh, yeah. Yes.
That's when they were in the National League, way back in the Stone Age, Evan. Probably before you were born.
Back when I was in my early 70s.
Yeah. There you go.
No.
There you go. Well, good. Just wanted to check in. Glad you're doing well.
Yes.
Everything's well, and maybe Coach, maybe we'll connect some Saturday. I always enjoy your recaps. And
yes.
Evan, before the show, I mean, that's some classic radio as well, before the game Friday night. Good stuff.
Yep.
And you guys are the best. I say it often on Facebook, the best there is. You guys really have great chemistry.
God, and we love how you just don't listen to the show. It's awesome.
That's right.
You and Slocum, it's beautiful.
Yeah, but didn't that sound good though, Edgy?
It did sound good. Yes.
Yeah.
It sounded great.
So,
Oh, well.
But anyway, thanks for checking in.
No
I'm
problem.
going to say this: I probably got 90% front, and I'm starting to get a little peripheral. So that's good news.
Good.
Very
All right,
good.
my friend.
All
Hang
right,
in
Kev,
there.
take care, buddy.
All right, be safe, guys.
All
right. Kevin Malloy, one of our longtime sponsors here at Pigskin Preview, and had some health issue there. Obviously, glad to see he's doing well.
Yes.
We had all kinds of love online, Joe. Marty Nowak out.
Yes.
Talking about love that shirt.
Yes.
A lot of talk. A lot of Porter fans out there for sure. So glad to hear from them. Evan's still working the phones. We might have one more here.
All right.
Doesn't he know we try to ease out of here?
Yeah, that's for sure.
Oh boy. Marty on the phone. I think I know who this is. Marty, welcome to Pigskin Preview.
Hey, what's happening, Coach Rod?
Hey,
Yes,
buddy.
yes,
How are
sir.
ya?
A lot of the boys are listening tonight. Well, we're men now. Well, I don't know so much about that, but we're all listening. We love your shirt. It was all Billy's idea. He sent one to you. He sent one to Coach Poles. I know he got one for some of the other guys. We're all wearing them.
Good.
I'm wearing mine to the Lockport game tomorrow night. Tomorrow night's going to be my
Oh yeah.
in two places tomorrow. I got JJ George was my senior year was his first year at Providence, and then was a neighbor of mine for a long time. And then obviously Eric is playing tomorrow night with Ernst. So I'm a winner no matter what tomorrow night, and I can't always say that.
Yes,
buddy, it's good to hear from you, man. I haven't talked to you in a long time.
It's always a pleasure and an honor to speak with you. Hey, Coach Rod, like I said, they're all listening. We want to take a trip down memory lane real quick with
you. Got about 2 minutes.
2 seconds. That's all I need.
Go.
All right. Give us one memory from practice, from a game, from anything of that 86 season.
Well, I tell you what, when I got the shirt up very quickly, I was thinking about when we played Leo the first game and we're getting beat at halftime. And I was so upset at the offensive line for not blocking. I took a piece of chalk. We played at the stadium. I took a piece of chalk. I threw it up against the blackboard. Remember, it stuck. It stuck to the blackboard. And then I drew the plays up. We ran 5 plays the entire second half. And I got every lineman up there. And I told them, this is how you're going to block. If you don't, well, I can't tell you what I can't say on the air. But that's the one. That's one memory. But again, there's thousands of them, of course.
There are thousands. And you know what, Coach Rod, you wouldn't have been in jail because you know what, the undersheriff would have had you back.
That's right. He would have. Yes, he would have taken care of me.
Unlock your cuff.
Yes,
Marty, great to hear from
thanks,
you, man.
Marty.
Don't be a
Thanks, you
stranger.
guys. Good seeing you guys. Yes. Thanks for listening.
All right, this is the Week 6 edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News Talk Sports. Good night, everybody.
The Dave Ramsey